Hey guys, welcome to Peripheral Vision, and today we're taking a look at this custom Mario Nintendo 64. And this is a gorgeous piece, but I'll get into that in just a little bit. First, I would like to tell you guys about where it came from. There is a gentleman named Dwayne Graham from Space and Traders, which is a website that sells toys and video games, as well as hosts video game tournaments and makes custom consoles. And this is more than just a custom paint job, but I will, again, get to that in just a bit. So I will include a link down below to their website and their Facebook if you'd like to check out stuff like this. And he can make a custom of pretty much anything you want him to. And I would highly, highly recommend him, because he does great work. There's this as well as a excellent Zelda Nintendo 64 that I got my friend for his birthday, and he loves it. And we're both avid collectors, so obviously we have a very keen eye for details with these things. But all that out of the way, let's take a closer look at this custom. Alright, so looking up close, you can see that the paint doesn't cover up the Nintendo logo or any of the etchings, so that's nice, because sometimes with the customs, it will just paint right over this Nintendo thing, and that's kind of a shame. And you can see on the front, the flap is painted sort of like the Fire Mario. There's this M, and he painted this white so that the M would stand out against the obviously red background. You've got the power and reset buttons, a gold copper kind of color for the buttons on Mario's shirt. Obviously the two blue lines down there are for his overalls, and as you can see if you look on the front, the bottom part is like his pants. So the red is like his shirt, and the blue is like his overalls, and that's really cool. And there's a couple different controllers and such that emulate this, such as the Wii Motion Plus controller that was the Mario edition. That actually has a similar paint scheme to this, actually. And speaking of the paint scheme, this is really well executed. There is nary a flaw on this thing, and I've looked it over thoroughly, and there's not really any flaws that I can see. I'm sure there might be some like very, very tiny details that are a little bit rough, but nothing that any average observer would be able to pick up on. Let's turn it upside down. As you can see, the port on the back here is actually painted red, and this wasn't actually used for the American N64, so it doesn't matter, but it is painted red, so that's a nice attention to detail. Turn it around, you can see that the back continues the color scheme here, and down here is just a little bit of dust. And on this side, there's the gold color on the inside here. And that's pretty much the ins and outs of this custom Mario N64, except, just so you guys know, this is in fact fully functional. You can absolutely play your Nintendo 64 games on it. The cart slot is not obstructed in any way. You can just put your games in there and it will play any regular N64 game. And something interesting is what happens when you turn it on. But I'm going to have to turn off the lights for that. Okay, so here is the custom N64 in the dark. And you can see it's very dimly lit, so it's not completely in the dark. You can just see the M here because it's white. And let's check out what this thing can do when it's turned on. Power on. That's awesome. This N64 is built with special lighting so that when it's turned on, here on the sides and through the front ports, there is a red lighting effect. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not. You can just see it. Super Mario 64 is obviously in there. Oh man, that is a cool, cool effect. Now, I will say personally that this N64 probably isn't going to be the one that I play on. And that's not because it's bad or anything, but it's more of a shelf piece for me. And it is a beautiful, beautiful shelf piece. Now, whether or not you want it to play on or you want it just to show off in your gaming collection, I would highly, highly recommend picking these up. Again, I will include the link in the description so you can find out how to get something like this of your very own, or a custom that you would personally like to add your own accents to. But there it is, custom N64. Later days.